Well, this video is for the leather crafters out there. I've been promising for a while, so I'll kind of show some of the things here different in Colombia. But I put this work stand when I'm working two saddles. It makes it easy. I can pop a saddle up there. And then this was my original one that I kind of made out of a welding shop. There's my stump for cutting leather. There's my marble piece for tooling. And if you're like I am, I love to see everybody's tools and machines, so there are all my stamping and leather tools. For a skiver, I'm using this right now, one of the Chinese deals. There's some more leather tools. Here I tend to use hole cutters that are stamps because I don't know why, but I have had really bad luck with rotary cutters here. I don't know if the leather's tougher or the quality of the blades is worse, but they haven't worked good for me like the States. And behind me I have a wall of tools so that as I'm working I can just reach behind me, and I've got pretty much all the traditional type leather tools there. Nothing too exotic. Then one thing that was kind of cool that I found here is this is an old iron piece. Put felt underneath it, and this is good for when you're hammering rivets, and that makes for a good solid piece. These are weights that they have a traditional game where they throw these things at a clay target, kind of like horseshoes, and if you hit the target it explodes like caps. And I use these things for weights to put on top of the leather when I'm cutting it, so they work real good for that. They're called tejo. And then I also have a homemade shoe anvil that I use for putting in rivets when I gotta get into tight places. And the type of rivets that we use here are kind of like the copper rivets back home, but they're aluminum. So the same idea, but just aluminum. Can't get the copper ones here, don't know why, but these work. And then for hammers, I've got a whole selection of hammers here, and I haven't been real happy with a lot of them, but in fact I couldn't find a heavy-duty maul, so I had to make my own, which was Thor. Big chunk of wood with a handle in it, and that's my heavy-duty hammer with some weight on it. And I keep my needles on a magnet here, and then more in here. Here I got a bunch of different skiving knives, and then of course any leather shop's got plenty of knives. I got more there, and I've got more in the drawer here too, and all kinds of odds and ends in there. And then I just recently got this that I'm going to convert to a clicker. I'm going to have a piece welded on the bottom here. Just got to get around to doing it. And then this is one of the Chinese skivers. And I've got another one over here for belt strap cutting, but I've been pretty much using the traditional wood one the most for strap cutting. Use the hell out of this for cutting rivets. It's got the I don't know what you call it for the torque. That works real well. And more knives and tools there. And then my sanding, I got an old shoemaker's sanding machine. These you probably won't even find in the States hardly anymore. And it's a smaller one, which is nice. And then I got the newer style. This is all for finishing leather pieces. And then a shelf with all kinds of odds and ends and screws. The shop's pretty messy right now because I'm doing a lot of production. I'm fixing this saddle, another saddle, making a bunch of fenders and straps here. So that's what all this is about. And whenever I'm doing production, there's always a big mess. And that's pretty much it for tools. And then I've got this old leather cutter shoe style. They used to call them 3-in-1s. This one was actually made in Denmark, but real similar to the Landis. And I use the hell out of it because for cutting straps and that, it's the quickest way to go. And that's most of the hand tools.